distributing this paper, and Kate, I will be putting this on some mail for you. Everybody, everybody has the paper. And what does the paper say?
Student self-assessment.
Student self-assessment? Does it say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Side, and then the other side is name, what makes a good student.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So if you could get those right quick, we have some extras. So we're looking at student self-assessment. I also think at the end of a class, you want to develop your own feedback form, but you also want to have students organize their own self-evaluation of their work. So these are two models. One is they could grade themselves on some words that are going to be helpful to them in college, because whether they go to college at 18 or 38, we want to always be talking to them about their next educational opportunity. So what is it that's going to help you in your next educational opportunity? Even if you're a stay-at-home mom or dad, there are going to be creative things that you're going to be doing. You're going to need some skill sets. So that's the first side. And the second side is the one that I used in high school, where they had to write down what they perceived to be the qualities of a good high school student. So it should have two sides. So it's the other side, other side. Yeah. Okay. So on that one, they would list some things. It's done pretty quickly. Then they rate themselves as a student this semester. Okay, so what have you been doing? How are you as a student this semester? Then they list the things that they did to get that rating. Now, sometimes students will perceive that they've been highly productive, and you might not see it that way. And this is one final conversation that you could have, and it gives you an opportunity to reality check from their perception on this. So then they can change their ranking, because sometimes I tell them you rate yourselves, you put yourselves down, you don't give yourselves credit. So do you want to write that again? And then what is your goal for next time? And overwhelmingly, it was about procrastination, and the other one was, even if I don't like a class, I have to get the job done. You know, if they can learn that one lesson, even if I'm not happy with doing something, to get it done. And I always, if there was something that I had to do anywhere that I didn't like to do, I did it first. First, out of the way. Now I can go on to something else. But that's a lesson that I think we all have to look at in our careers, what we don't like to do. All right, so that's what that assessment's about. Now we're going to, Kate, we're going to the next paper, and you'll get this one on the email as well. You're writing your letters of recommendation, and Kate, you can choose anyone in the class, but you will also have to write a letter of recommendation for Michael. So Michael, you have his name, and then you can choose any other person in the class to write a letter of recommendation. This is the middle school list right here. The one is actually comes from ESL work. This one, I think I even have this one in Spanish, by the way. So that's what this one is. But on the other side, there's some qualities for a letter of recommendation for Boston University. So I kind of put those things in so that you would know if you're going on to grad school, and we do have some people who go on to grad school. I've had 3 letters of recommendation this week, people going on for higher degrees up to the PhD level. I've had one for law school. You know, the people change their goals and go in a different direction. If you're out of the program for a lengthy period of time and you're going to one of these higher levels, I would say to you, I need for you to write the letter. Remember day one? I need for you to write the letter that you think will get you into school. You know what they're looking for. You know what you need. Now, Carl Rogers, Abraham Maslow, they are among a group of people who think that every person in a job interview should be able to talk for 5 minutes about their strengths. Not, you know, oh, I have this hobby, oh, I have that I like, but actual real things that you like about yourself. And they don't want a teacher who cannot talk for 5 minutes, because they want people who like themselves, because people who like themselves and recognize their own talents are more likely to like and recognize the talents of young people. I've been in this career long enough to tell you that is probably true. So the humanists are right on target. I know that the first time that I was called Never volunteer with a humanist in front of an audience of 500. I learned that lesson. Second, when I was asked to do this, I said, oh, I like my hair. And I was called up. You can't talk about that. You have to talk about yourself. We haven't done that exercise, but I do want you to think about writing that letter about yourself. Think about it. You have evidence. You've overcome obstacles. You've met hardship. You've set new goals. You've branched out. There are things that you do. I used to write a letter to myself at the end of every year to look at the year and put it in perspective. And then I would seal it, put it away, and never look at it again. Thought, well, someday I'll read those. You need to do that for yourself, but you want to look at them again. By the way, that used to be a strategy in my class. Day one, everybody got to write a letter to themselves, and then at Christmas they got them back. His name is Mike. I remember this kid. God, I love this kid. He came bounding up the aisle. Oh my God, look at this letter, Miss D. I was in love and dying because this woman was rejecting me, but I've had 3 romances since then. I said, yes, these letters can put things in perspective. All right, so you know who you're writing letters for, right?
What kind of a job, or is it for
It's a general letter of recommendation.
Okay.
All right, last item.
And, sorry, just
Go.
to clarify, so I know I do mine for Aaron and then I choose one other
And
person.
one other person.
Okay.
Okay,
No link,
come in your room.
maximum.
So we each get one.
It's a letter. It is not a document. It's not, whatever.
Have to.
Okay, so what about those research papers? How's it coming, Melissa? We're distributing these materials that you have right here.
It is good. I have started looking for sources.
Go ahead.
And that is about the farthest I've gotten. But I have a topic, and I'm looking for sources.
Okay, I'm not going to be worried, right? I'm not worried?
Absolutely not.
Okay, I didn't know. Good. And what's your topic, Jessica?
It's a good one.
It's a good one. I like that.
So
To
interesting.
surprise you with. Okay, so
You're going to surprise me. Kate, did you hear that? She wants to surprise me. Uh-oh.
she's keeping you disequilibrium.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so I have looked at the list on the wiki. My question is, so you know the 3 topics you put on there? Do we do you know what I'm talking about?
No,
The rubric.
I absolutely
The
don't.
rubric. You know how it says the 3 topics? It says to choose from. Hold on.
Well, that's the guy in case you didn't have one.
Oh, we could come up with our own?
Why not?
Because it says the research paper can be on one of the following topics.
Okay, and what did it say?
The most important tool in the classroom is the teacher, the nature of learning theory, creativity, motivation, and problem solving. So can we take those, well, never mind, because now that you just said that. Because I wanted to do it on motivation, but then,
The motivation's fine.
Okay.
That's a big topic. Try to narrow it down somewhere.
yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah, Kate, you know you have your topic, so you're not listening to them anymore. Okay, and I'll be sending these things out to you and contacting you about the clips. And thanks for sending that feedback. I'll forward it along, and I'll be sending you the motivation clips. So I'm going to sign off right now because we're about to finish one other thing, and I'll talk to you about it next week.